Hi, this is Tapcat and welcome back to Factorio. Now, when we left last time, I promised that we would try to build a, I don't even know how to put it, an electric project of sorts. It's nothing unusual in this game to build a water pump and a boiler and so forth and set up electric power. It is unusual when you're as far away from where you need to be as we are. I actually was just looking at the little mini map here. Now I'm over here. There is another large body of water over this way. And I'm just wondering if that actually might be closer and a little better idea. It looks like there's copper up there too, which is interesting. Copper and stone, but no iron. Yeah, that's a bummer. Alright, I tell you what, we're going to do that. I don't think it's a lot closer, but it is a little bit. And the thing is, as you'll see, there's going to be enough things that have to go back and forth between the two areas. I think it matters. Alright, so as promised, here we go. The first thing I need to do is build an offshore pump. So we're making all the little individual components, and now we have the pump. And I'll go ahead and place this. Now, as you can see, we can put it pretty much anywhere along the shore. For no particular reason, I will put it here. Now, sadly, we are not done. We also are going to need a boiler. And then we're going to want a steam engine. And while I don't need more than one steam engine right now, we will. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do that now. Later, you may well want quite a bit more than two. But I think that's sufficient for the moment. And let me go ahead. I don't want a ton of pipes, but let me just do a tiny bit of extension here. All right. So next up, boiler. God, now I got to remember how to do this. Is it like this? Or is it like that? Okay, that answered my question. It's like this. I'm pretty sure. And then, yeah, this goes like that, I believe. And then you put the next one there. So now we have to fill the boiler with coal. Like so. And now what we need to do, so the boiler is working. We just need to make sure that we start building a network. And I'm going to go ahead and put one right next to that. And then it'll show you this is as far as we can go, and have it come over. Now I'm going to need a bunch of poles, and I chopped one. This is one thing I did besides letting the copper and steel plates keep working. I did go chop some wood because I knew we would need a lot. So we're going to go ahead and, just queue up a bunch of poles. I don't know if this will be enough or not, but it'll certainly prime the pump. All right. So I just want to get as much out of each one as I can. So we'll go until it drops off and then come back to it, if you see what I mean. Actually, it's funny. I don't think we're going to need nearly as many as I feared. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Let me pick that one up. There we go. And I guess I'll just bring this one like here and then come across. Now, I guess it is now time to replace our mining our burning mine equipment. Some things I'm not sure I can stop using coal for yet. For example, the boiler that we put over here, I would have to research technology for a boiler of some kind that runs on electricity or some other, source of energy. In my limited time playing the game, I haven't actually seen that yet. I've only seen them run on coal. I'm pretty certain that a little later in the game that won't be true. But at any rate, we're going to go ahead and temporarily, very temporarily, suspend our coal production. So we had a bunch in there. Yep, I am not short on coal anymore. All right, so let's go ahead and make some electric mining drills. Now, to be honest, our reliance on coal may be a lot less now. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 miners, partly because I know I can use them for stuff other than coal. But let's go ahead and we'll put that down like so. And then we'll put this here. So that'll get both of them going. Now what we can do is put these same boxes here. This is strictly a stopgap because realistically, I'm going to want to start automating where these go. Like for example, I'll probably have one miner that just sends coal along a conveyor belt up to this because I don't want to have to come back up here. And in fact, let's go ahead and set this up from the other side. So we're going to start switching. Now, in addition to what you've already seen, we can make an inserter that runs off of electricity. There's a lot of stuff in this game that does that. So we want to put it into the boiler, so it goes there. I think it makes sense to have it... No, I don't need a box, actually. I just realized that. Wow, I could have sworn I had conveyor belt track, but I see now I do not. So what I'm going to need to do is make a bunch of conveyor belt. Alright, I won't bother waiting. Now you can rotate which direction it's going to be. Beheaded, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so we're just going to work our way back. Now what's slick is they also have one of many things you can research. You can run conveyor belts under the ground for, I think it's about 5 tiles. So if you have an obstacle, you can go underneath it. And I thought that was pretty cool. Because while we have a lot of wide open spaces right now, let me tell you, you'll be shocked how quickly that starts to change. All right. Actually, you know what I should have done? Hold on. All right. I'm forgetting how to do something here. Sorry about that. I had to cut out several minutes of video because I was trying to figure out how to lay the conveyor belt so that I could make turns and go around an obstacle. But I didn't realize it's because I was laying the track kind of backwards, like I was trying to lay a previous piece. And when you're making turns, you have to do it so that it's the next forward moving piece, if that makes sense. All right. All right, we got this. So we're just going to lay this track. And actually, this is probably not a bad spot to stop, at least for the moment. So here's what I want to do. I want to make another inserter. And I'm thinking, where are you? Here you are. We want to put it on there. So do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up one of these. Nope, not that one. And then face it towards that. And now, there you go. It's putting coal on the belt. Now this is going to be way more than this thing needs. And maybe what we'll do is we'll find a use for that later. In other words, what I'm saying is we'll use that coal maybe for another boiler or something. But right now, it's just going to build up. I believe it won't add more coal until this drops below 5. So we're going to have a huge backlog here. But I don't know. I'm not really going to worry about that. At least for right now. I'm just going to let it accumulate. What'll happen is when this whole belt fills up, then at some point the machine will simply stop mining. It won't keep going. So, all right. The good news is we have electric power and now our coal production is powered by that. But why on earth would we stop there? Yeah, you know, these smelters are another thing that at some point I probably want to do that with. Let's get that out. And let's get our steel production working again. Or, excuse me, it's not steel, it's iron. That said, let me see how much. Oh yeah, I got a ton in here. Let me go ahead. I believe I had a second furnace. Yeah, I actually put one down for and I used it for the copper. But let me go ahead and just do this. Temporarily, very temporarily. And then we'll put the burner inserter down until I get rid of all of this. And let's put a little coal in here, and there you go. So now we'll make steel plates quicker because I definitely burned through a bunch of them. Okay, but what I want to do is get to where we have more stuff powered by electricity and we have more stuff being moved around automatically. Another thing I also want to do is build a lab. And in fact, you know what? Well, we'll hold off because that's actually... Building the lab isn't that time consuming, but there's something that goes along with it that can be. So let's just stick to our knitting. What we want to do is get all of our mining set up as automated as possible right now. So let's go ahead. We're going to make actually a couple of these. All right, so there's one. And I'm thinking we'll actually put one down up here. And we'll go ahead and let's see. That should work. Let's make another inserter. And we want it pointing that way. Now, we actually have a little bit of thinking to do here because the question is, where do we want the copper ore to go? Now, again, I guess the answer to that is I would like it to go somewhere to like a furnace. And I don't have, the only furnaces I have at this moment are in fact of the coal burning variety. So let's go ahead and just pick up all this stuff. And what we'll do is take this furnace and put it here. And we're going to drop a bunch of coal in. And then, actually, I think I put it, nope, that's, oh, hold on. I did this wrong. The arm needs to be one space out more. Right. And then the furnace needs to go here. Okay. I'm trying to decide whether I really only want one copper furnace. I don't think so. Because, as you'll see, if not today, then in the next installment, once we start doing research, we will need a lot of copper. So, actually, let me do this. Let me pick this up. And I think, I don't like that this is here. That's actually going to make this kind of awkward. Let me go ahead and do this. Okay. So step one, I'm going to need more of the arms. Let me do that first. So we want inserters. And we'll do 3. That's actually too many for this project, probably. I'll do 2 for the moment. And then, where is my... Here it is. That's 1. You know what? This location is not going to work. It's not. Listen, I'm going to say this because I certainly am not projecting myself forward as a foremost expert. I do think one of the real challenges in this game that you're taking on, you know, when you play it, is you need to do a certain amount of planning to do well, and the more you wing it, which is kind of what I'm doing, the worse your results will be. So the reason I'm saying it's no good is I need to have a route where coal comes in on a belt and gets put into the furnaces. But I haven't really left myself a path for that, right? That's an issue. So I'm not super comfortable with this. Now, what I could do, yeah, I have an idea. Whether it's a good idea remains to be seen, but it is an idea. That part is indisputable. Okay. Actually, I probably don't want it to go that far. Okay. So I'm just thinking, where's the coal at? It's over here. I don't know that I want to go all the way back to the stupid water. Let's try leaving it at this for the moment. Actually, I am going to go farther. And I can make more. Let's do that. All right. Now, by the way, I'm going to say up front, this is probably going to be like way more resources than I really need to spend to accomplish this goal. You know, if we were trying to be the most efficient possible. But I just had this thought. So I have this whole string of coal. And what if I set up some furnaces down here? Where, yeah. Let me build a couple more. I guess we'll do 2 for now. So, supposing, just supposing, is there room? There is. Let's do this. That's where that goes. This should work. No, it won't. Listen, if I'm kind of inside my own head too much right now, let me explain why. So the first thing I need to do is set up these inserters to put copper from here into there, right? Okay, easy enough. Now, the next thing I need, and I'm going to need a pair of inserters to do it, I also need to put the plates from here onto another conveyor belt, which we still have to build, and it'll come down this way. But that's not all. I also need a mechanism to get the coal from this belt over here. And I think the closer I do that from here, the better off I'll be. Let me make some more of this. But again, I'm gonna need an inserter to do this. So what we want is one arm there. And we have to power this stuff. This I already know. And we're just going to run that here. And I believe this is lined up the way it needs to be. Okay. That's fine. So now, let's start running a little bit of power. I need some here. Yep. I need some here. By the way, it does get unsightly when you have these clusters of lines. I'm sure there's people who know how to fix that. Oh, okay. I get it. I did not properly connect that to the grid. So now, okay. That goes like that. That goes like that. But you know what? I'm still missing the way to get the copper out of here. So that's what comes next. Okay. I think that to do that, I'm going to have to research that other technology where we can go under the ground. And this is what I'm saying when I talk about how complicated things get very quickly. If you want complete automation. So let's go ahead and build this lab. Now this will take a minute because there's a lot of components to it. I need to go restock on my steel, by the way. So let me do that. Yep. And see, again, this is why you want everything automated, because I'm building up the 100 and then everything just stops. So my goal would be to set all of these things up so that the plates are taken out. Even if it's just put into a large box, you will hold a lot. But ultimately what we really want is to start delivering copper into assemblers that will convert those plates into actual goods. So this is all part of the process we're going through. Now, for the moment, as just kind of a simple placeholder, I'm just going to set this down. Okay, now, when I do this, I can pick a technology, and automation is going to be the first thing we do. But it needs 10 of, see this red beaker down below? To fuel this, I have to put 10 of those in here. The next level of technologies will use potentially the red and the green, and then you have all these others, and they get harder and harder to manufacture. Now, I'm going to hit the T to go into this menu. Oh, actually, that's not what I want. Sorry. Let's come in here, and you can see I can make one of these. Let me just show you how long it takes. It's not super crazy, but it does take you a minute. And we need 10 of these, so let me just pop through a number of them. This is the problem. If we don't set up an assembly line to automate making these, I will do nothing but stand around waiting for this queue to clear. And this is the simplest one to make. The green one is harder than this. And then I think it's like a dark gray or black is more complicated, than that, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and do these manually so that we can start researching automation. But then it's going to be time. In fact, here, there's no point waiting. Let me do that. I have to pick the technology. I'll go ahead and wait for this last one. So we have our 10 in there, and you can see it shows you that. Let's go ahead and pick automation, start research. Now it will take a while. It tells you 10, I don't know if this is supposed to be days or minutes or hours, but 10 units of time. And now you see this. Now, I can make more laboratories and put these red beakers in them, and it will take half as much time. It'll take me the same amount of materials, but it will finish quicker. And in fact, I think I am good doing that. Now, I will tell you that ultimately you don't want to be manually throwing these beakers in. Again, we're going to want to set that whole process up. Automated, but I'm kind of beating that horse to death, I suppose. You get the idea. You really want to automate just literally everything in this game. So we're going to go ahead and throw that one there just for the moment. And then what I'll do is put this here. And now, they're both working on it. So it'll shave a little time off. And I think we're pretty much as far along as I'm willing to go for this installment. Obviously, it's kind of a silly setup here with coal stretched for miles, waiting to be put to use in this boiler. Now we're also putting some of it to use here. And honestly, it'll be used slowly enough. We'll probably do something similar where maybe we can use this to automate our iron processing. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we did go ahead and finish automation. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here for now because I think the next stage that I would want to show you is now that we have automation researched, we have unlocked like the assembling machine. I don't think we had access to that before. But see, we have this now, long-handed inserter. We have stone bricks. Like there's more things that we can get to. The other thing that we're going to need to research pretty much next, I need a refresher course. There's a technology that unlocks this. Actually, can I just literally do that? But see, now I need 75 of these to do it. And I don't want to make 75 of those manually. So when we come back, we're going to work on automating that assembly line. And I think what we'll also do is try to find a very simple, well, not very simple, but a way to line these up and have conveyor belts feeding the red beakers into them so that we don't have to do that manually. All right, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope we see you next time.